The most important principle for learning new skills. So anyone in e-commerce, digital marketing, any business owner, there's always new skills that need to be learned. So one of the most effective ways is to actually start doing it. So what I find is, and I was speaking to someone in my coaching the other day, and they were saying, like, look, this thing, it's really hard to do, and I've been thinking about it, and I'm not sure how to go forward. And what I've always found, this is the way I work, is that, okay, so there's something I want to do, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing it. Because what I find is that when I'm in the process of doing is when the inspiration comes to help me along. So you often hear people saying, oh, just take action, take action, take action. Now that sounds, really like, the right thing to do, and it definitely is. But the reason why it's so important to take action is because it's the process. It's in the process of doing that you find the solutions. So I remember, like, when I was first setting up my first e-commerce, when I was in the late 1990s, and I was getting started on e-commerce, and I would sit up. We had at our house there was an attic room, and I would sit there, and it just felt so like there's a lot of internal resistance to like set things up. And then I kind of, as I kept going and kept pushing myself, I realized, okay, hey, the more items I list on eBay, the more the more sales I could possibly get. So over the years of just continually doing that, so this whole marketplace changed. Now, back in the late 90s, it was eBay, and then it was setting up your own e-commerce store, then Amazon FBA, and drop shipping. All these things, have been around, but it's as things change, we have to change with it. And part of just keeping up is doing those new things that are necessary to continue to grow our business. So over the years, and I just want to show you something real quick. One of the great things about having, your own business is the ability to have, really have freedom with your time, and the ability to fulfill some of your dreams, and maybe the dreams of your spouse and so forth. So one of the things that my wife always wanted, she grew up with, she had a grandmother that had a cabin. So one of the things she always wanted was a cabin. So a number of years ago, we built this cabin for our family. So she was able to fulfill some of her dreams. And now, here I am. It's a Friday, and last night we just drove up here, and we split our time between our homes. And we just love coming up here. It's such a beautiful area. We have our own, basically we own this forest right up in this immediate area, which, it's just filled with trees and wildlife, and it's so quiet and peaceful. It's a little bit chilly right now, but there's no snow. But it's in the doing that we figure out how to do these things, and you push yourself to the one thing, and then to the next thing, and then you can, you fulfill your dreams. That's how this happens. And when you do things that are new, there's always a little bit of, there's going to be, internal resistance, and it's getting used to that. So if you're not feeling that little something inside that says, hey, this is not easy, that's where entrepreneurs should be. They should be feeling that on a regular basis.